we created this index that has a list of questions. Where would it go? And then we created a details HTML with the detail method that renders this detail HTML, which takes in the question as well as the choices of the question. So click on it, takes us to this route, details about question 1. So that's all great, but now we need a way to actually vote of like what is up, not much, clicking, just hacking away, and then actually vote. So we're going to do forms now. So in this detail HTML, I'm going to replace it with this. Details about question 1 text. So in here we have there's an error message, like a 404 or anything, it's going to list that error message. So if we get an error message back from the server. Now we have a form, we have an action, which will route us to the polls.vote URL -question ID. And we also see we have this method called a post because we're posting stuff to the database. And we have this SRFR token. We don't need to know anything about that right now. So for the choice, this is what we had before for the choice in question.choices.all. We loop through that. And we have an input. Remember inputs, there's different types of inputs in HTML. The type is a radio button. The name is choice. The ID is choice. This for loop counter, I think it's like a built-in method in Django or something. And the value is actually the ID of the choice. So we have the choices in the database, and this will be the values, the choice ID. And then we have the label for the choice, and this is a built-in method for loop counter. It's printing out the choice text. Now we have also an input button, which is submit, and the value is vote. So let's look what this looks. Let's see what this looks like. So we have the input, which is a radio. That's where this comes in, the type. We have the choice value, stuff like that. Let's see. I want to print something. See if I can print something. Views.detail. Actually, once I get to the results, I'll do that. So if I click submit, what's supposed to happen when I click vote based off of this detail?
It's supposed to go to the post.
Yep. So submit vote. It's going to run this polls.vote URL. Let's see what happens. See how it goes to vote. Question ID. So it goes to this URLs.vote, views.vote, which is right here. So that's all it's rendering right now. Cool. And so that for loop counter, it's just like it's in Python. It's just a built-in method in Python or built-in Python. We have a post, this method for post, because instead of getting information from the server, we're posting information from the server because we're voting. We want to keep track of those votes. So, and instead of rendering this vote method, we want to render something else. So we just don't want to say you're voting on question 1. Yeah.
So where is it actually posted?
Hold on a second. You'll see. It's actually not posting anything right now.
Yeah.
It's just running a post method, but so I'm gonna. Here it is. That's what this is. Let's see what this does. Vote takes in the question ID. question, we're getting the object. So we're getting that question, and then it's doing this try except statement. It's going to try to get this, the selected choice, question, choices, got, or get. This is where that post comes in. Choice, request, dot post, and then here is this choice. I think, where'd it go? So that's the choice. And then once it does that, it's going to get the selected choice dot votes, and it's going to add it by 1. And then it's going to save the selected choice. And in here, we need to add some more. HTTP that. And then there's this reverse. Let's just see what happens first. Might not work. Will it work? Nope. So why isn't it working yet? What are we missing?
So it's using a post method.
So it's actually missing a template. So
It's just not going anywhere.
Yeah.
After that, right?
So let's walk through again. So this is getting the question from the database using the question ID. It's trying to run, it runs this, which finds a choice that the user submitted in the form. And then if it doesn't work, or if there's something, it raises this, returns this stuff. Choice does not exist. So it gets the selected choice. It adds 1 to that choice. Then it saves it to the database. So yeah.
Nor are we displaying what the results are.
What's that?
We just aren't displaying what the
Right.
results are.
Correct. So with the results, I'm just hacking it. You're looking at the results of question 1. So it's the results right here. So what do I need?
Create an HTML template that takes in the
Results?
voting data.
Question ID.
But yeah, the question and the results of the votes,
So
presents it.
results, HTML, right there. Almost done. We have details about question 1. We still have that question ID, the question text. And for the choice, in each question, then we also display the votes. Right here, choice, choice text, choice dash votes. It's like votes pluralized. And polls detail. Let's just see what this looks like and let's walk through it.
Oh, I see.
I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna refresh. Polls, the sky. Oh, what happened? My views. I haven't done anything in here yet. So I actually have to render. There's a question equals get object 44. There's a question dot pk equals question ID. Is that it? Return render request dot polls dot results, right? HTML. And now I need to do a dictionary. Let's do question. Oh, question. So it's taking this question ID, it's grabbing that question, and it's returning this dictionary. This is where the data would normally be. You can literally do the same thing.
It's not different.
It's not different. And then just return data. Whoop. Open here, I've got to also import, is it comma choice? So results, it's grabbing the question, it's returning the question as data. It's running this results template. Comes into here, grabs that question ID, question text, loops through all the choices, and lists out the choice text and the number of votes that each got. Up, not much. Sort of, yeah.
Because it's safe.
It's been keeping track since we started, but
I don't, yeah. Right.
we weren't displaying it.
Now you got this vote again URL at the very bottom, and it uses that polls, which is in the model. Where is that at? The URLs, right? Polls dot detail. So it runs that detail, I think.
Use.
Views runs this detail HTML, which should take us back to here, which is where we can vote again. There we go. Keep voting.
Yes.
You didn't select the choice, so that's an error. Vote again. What questions?
Are the number of votes being saved to the database? Is that why it's?
Yep.
Okay. So that's just a form there.
So if I can see, and here's all, like, this is my server going, and here are all the requests I'm doing. So
Can you save the log, that server log, into the database as well?
server log, no.
Like this log of all the activity on the server. There's some way to access that long term.
They usually have third-party plugins that will log in real time the past 30 days, but it's not really that.
Not very useful.
So here's actually what I'm doing. So I'm coming here, I'm selecting not much, making a post request when I click this vote button. Where's that detail? Oh yeah, right here. I'm gonna make a post request when I submit this. You're gonna see over here, I'm gonna post it. Vote, made a post request. And then it also got that, the results. Because it takes. Any questions? Let's print some stuff when we vote. So print selected choice. Where would that show up? Right here. Just hacking it. See, ID, choice 3, just hacking it. Not much. Choice ID. What questions we have? So that's how we just created a polls app. Remote. Any questions? You want to go over anything?
No, we'll have to probably go through the walkthrough ourselves.
So before you guys get into the challenge today, go through the lecture, do exactly what I did all over again. And then the challenge, yeah. So this is the introduction to Django. If you just follow it step by step, it'll literally walk you through everything I just did. Polls, views, my site. It's kind of a long one. Setting up the database. Keeps going down. And where's John's question? Right here. So for John's question is why, like, what does the app.name for when we do like this polls URL, when we route to a different URL. We namespace our app with app name so that when we say polls : detail, there's no doubt about which app is using the name route detail. So because we can have many apps that have the method detail in it. Then once you go through this, you're doing a post comments, which is essentially kind of like what we just did with the question and choices, but it's just a post and a comment.
As we can type in our own, like, give them text field.
Yeah.
Like a blog post and then comments.
Yeah.
So instead of like manually selecting where to go, like instead of like right here would be like a comment bar, you can type in whatever you want, and then you can submit, and then it'll probably show the post right here, and then the comments of all the comments on that post.
And it won't be threaded, right? It'll just be like, you don't want us to comment on the comments.
No, you don't have to get crazy with it. So we're not recreating Facebook or.
Aww.
And then